Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
We're 99.3. This is Nigeria Info's The Sunny Side. My name's Joyce. It's a very beautiful Tuesday afternoon, and you are on this.
Into the window was the sound of a crescendo. He came into her apartment, he left the bloodstains on the carpet. She ran underneath the table, he could see she was unable. So she ran into the bedroom, she was struck down, it was her doom. Annie, are you okay? So Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? So Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? So Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? So Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
Well, are you okay? 41 minutes past 12. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Our first story today is one that's not okay. And it's a story of a young lady who went in pursuit of an opportunity to better herself. And in the course of that, she met someone who was not of the same emotional condition as she was. She met someone who didn't care, respect, who wasn't kind. As okay, maybe she's not necessarily a good person, so we can't quite accrue to her person the credit of goodness, But I think her naivety was exploited. I think her weakness in the power parity arrangement was taken both for granted and used for the benefit of the one who had power. Power dynamics, it's one in one sense, and then you wonder the environment they were in. So there's evil around the world, okay? But I just thought that this conversation is supposed to remind us that we cannot be passive. We cannot be indifferent, because the only way evil propagates, the only way evil is duplicated is that people are indifferent, people are silent, and your silence is content. And that is the video. Well, there is a video, and I'm going to play that in your hearing, but I'm even saying as far as abuse goes. So there's a subtle form of psychological. Okay, let's do it this way. There's physical abuse, where you physically violate somebody. So it's a punch in the face, it's a beating up. And then there's a psychological one. Yeah, there's the emotional one. So abuse can take varying forms. And I think some people, well, we're about to find out what you think about this. Some people think that she was silly to have gone to meet the man. Others think she was the victim. And if we consider what power is, then you can't quite blame the victim in the situation. But I also think it's necessary to state that there are people in abusive situations, and maybe in their own case, it's probably not even physical. But this conversation is supposed to allow you the note, and I guess maybe their awareness to, one, speak up and speak out, do so quickly. And so that's also the other part of weakness, the part where you are naive, and because you are naive, somebody will use it against you. I don't even think I have an actual solution to that, besides that you must find the courage to not allow someone exploit your ignorance or your weakness. And so maybe one thing you can do for sure is to scream, is to shout, is to speak up, is to have evidence, is to put it out on social media, is to do everything that snatches power away from the abuser. And when things are done in the darkness, and when the victim is afraid of criticism, because the people who are going to judge and criticize are those who, for some reason, maybe themselves despise victims. Not because they're not victims themselves, but it's just this convenience where you can just sit back and allow your stupidity govern common sense. And maybe it's the privilege of having free will, is that free will allows you to do what you like, and if nobody's going to hold you accountable for it, the first thing that you will be in all the privileges that you are afforded is to be a stupid human being, is to allow your own ignorance, is to not put yourself in the shoes of the person. It's to forget that if you are indifferent to madness, to chaos, to evil, to exploitation, you are consenting to it. And in the same vein, you are asking that it be done to you. The very obvious example of that would be corruption in this country. The only way corruption in this country thrives is because the system is an accomplice. The very system I hope you're okay.
As he came into the window, it was the sound of a crescendo. He came into her apartment, he left the bloodstains on the carpet. She ran underneath the table, he could see she was unable. So she ran into the bedroom, she was struck down, it was her doom. Annie, are you okay? So Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie, are you okay? So Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie, are you okay? So Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie, are you okay? So Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
Okay, so I'm gonna play you now the audio and then open up the telephone lines because I'm really curious to know what you think about this developing situation. My name's Joyce and you on the sunny side. We're 99.3. This is Nigeria Info.
If news is your quest, or gist your request,
yeah.
Well, somewhere over your rainbows.
Over your rainbow!
Is the sunny side.
They better know it!
With Joyce.
Let's talk.
This is a very sketchy one, but I think you have to hear it. So, the way the incident played out. I'll just run it by your hearing before I play you the audio. Now, this audio was the last thing she left this world with, or she left for this world. And to be honest with you, if she didn't make this video, it would have just been, first of all, I guess nobody would know what led to her death. And then even if people had a suspicion, it would have just been, the guesswork of true, not true, true, not true. And then, of course, you would expect that those who think she is silly, which maybe in an actual sense she is, for trusting, for going to a person she thought she could trust, and for that person to take advantage of her trust, and then shame her, humiliate her, dismiss her. And she was left with nothing but the shame. She was left with nothing but her own brokenness. She was left with nothing but the malice of this world. And she thought, well, who's going to believe me? How am I going to get justice? How? I'm not okay, but how do I explain not being okay without somebody thinking, well, you enjoyed it. Oh, well, the only reason you killed yourself is because you didn't get money. Well, there's a money part to this. Just hold on, you pick up the story. Like, well, the only reason you killed yourself is because you didn't get money. You hear the money. You hear it. Here's the story. Incident. Favor, her name, traveled to Asaba, Delta State, believing she was meeting the content creator for coaching on how to monetize her social media accounts to pay for her nursing education. She alleged that he lured her into a hotel room and forcefully raped her. She left us a video. A clue. Traumatized by the incident, she recorded a heartbreaking video recounting the assault shortly after she ingested a poisonous substance and later passed away at a hospital in Benin City. The suspect was arrested by the Delta State Police, and his final plea for forgiveness has circulated online, sparking widespread outrage and public calls for justice. Her family, she's a twin, by the way, her twin sister, Faith, and her grieving parents have appealed to the public for financial assistance they accumulated during an attempt to try to revive or resuscitate her. They said while they were running around to try to keep her alive, they had accumulated a bill of 7 million naira. Now, there's of course the social debate of how were you able to accrue such a debt in a short period of time. And people think maybe her parents are trying to use the situation to not lose out totally. But that is the secondary matter. All right? So if you're with me, sit down for this one. You should, actually. We're 99.3 Nigeria Info. So there would be a number of interruptions, I guess, in another 5 minutes, because it's a lengthy video. Okay, so there'll be a number of interruptions. I guess one would be the 55-minute commercial break, and then top of the hour. But just stay with me. If you don't go anywhere, you won't miss a bit of it. You're listening to Nigeria Info.
1 year. My name is Favor from Warri. This will be the last video of me, the whole world. Last video of me, the whole world will be seeing. By the time you will be seeing this video, I'm already dead. And the cause of my death is Odogu Asaba. He's staying in Afana Road, Afana Road. Which is by Hilton Hotel. I think that's the name of the Hilton Hotel. He has a boutique in the hotel. His boutique is inside the reception of that hotel. Once you get to Midfield Junction, when you get to Midfield Junction in Asaba, like Afana Road, Midfield Junction, you will see the hotel. It's the first hotel by the road by Midfield Junction, by your left. He's a big content creator. He has a series called Oboson and Shioma. This video is dedicated to him. As at last 2 weeks Friday, I can't remember the actual date, but last 2 weeks Friday. Today date is 14. I'm making this video on the 14th. So last 2 weeks Friday from on the 14th. This was when this event happened. First of all, I met him online on Monday, which is on Monday before Friday. And I told him that I'm going through some problems. And I need money to sort out the family problem. I thought I was worried. And I told him that I know of a man. He has helped me a lot when I was in Asaba. But the man is not staying in Asaba. The man is staying in Abuja. But he wants to stick with me. But I can't go. And I texted him that I need his advice. And I texted him for that advice. So I will know if he will be able to give me any ideas, like advice or any ideas of how to make money or just advice. I just needed someone to talk to because I don't have a friend. I don't have any friend. I told him, he said I should not go. Even without me telling him, yet I would have not still go to that Abuja because I've not been to Abuja once before. Secondly, I know I'm a virgin. That was what I told him. And I would have still not do it. I just told him to just let the burden out of me. He said I should not go. That I should come to meeting in Asaba on Friday. When he told me to come and meet him on Friday, he said I should come and meet him on Friday. He's going to help me. He did not tell me that let me come, that let him sleep with me. He's going to give me the amount of money I want. No. He just told me, come to us. Can you come to us on Friday? I will help you. My phone was on disappearing mode, so I don't have screenshots of those messages anymore. But I'm sure it will be on his phone. Since my phone is on 24-hour disappear, my own chat will not appear in his side, but his own will appear. And his own is more evidence because the chat will be there when he told me to come, that he wants to help me. And he did not engage in any conversation with me with sex. That when I say, okay, I'm going there, I know he wants to stick with me with the money. No, there was no conversation of such. So we planned on Friday. I went to the park. He said I should get to the park and call him. I went there, called him on video call to be sure I'm in the park. He sent me the transport fare to pay because I told him I don't have the time. I went there. My parents was not away. None of my family members away. I let all my sister, my twin sister, going to WhatsApp and I said the phone number and in case anything happens to me. But I didn't know what I was going there for because me, I don't know. I got there. I went to his shop. From there, he said he wants to go to the car wash. He went to the car wash, then he went to the hotel. In my mind, what is he doing in the hotel? I was like, okay, maybe that's where he normally stays. So even before we entered, they told me that this is where he normally lodge, normally stay most times. I said, okay. I was not scared. I didn't have it in mind that I would do anything with sex because he's a popular person and he won't want to try do rubbish because people might drag him home.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
Every generation is remembered by the voices that refuse to be silent.
Research has shown that
The ones who dared to stand, to question, to challenge. Because history has never belonged to those who simply agreed. It belongs to those who said, I beg to differ. Welcome to the stage where ideas clash, where logic becomes power, and where every argument has the potential to shape tomorrow. This is more than a debate. It's courage in conversation. It's intellect in motion. It is the birthplace of tomorrow's leaders. August 10 at 3 p.m., Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt will come alive for the national finals of the I Beg to Differ Secondary Schools Debate Tournament. The War of Words begins at 3 p.m. on August 10. One podium, countless perspective, one opportunity to be heard. The question is not whether your voice matters. The question is, will the world remember what you had to say? I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
That was where my mistake came from. I went inside, started saying stuff, relaxing, he wants to be with me, and all that. Then I was on top of the bed, foolishly me. I allowed him to put my so I made the mistake. And I told him that, please, I cannot do this. I'm still with him. I had to remind him that maybe I'm not remember how to remind him. So, I'm not doing this so. Even if I want to do this, I want to do it with somebody that I know that I'm dating. For love and not for money. I cannot do this for money or anything. Even about the money. Even when you tell me that, but even tell me, say, okay, how much do you want? Or I'll give you the money. We did not bargain on sex with money. You know, he's a man. He was already putting my trying to stop him, but no, he was still calling me. So I said, okay, this man is going to do this thing by force. He put my clothes, and I told him no. So he tried. He was not saying that the thing will not end. So when I told him that she is virgin, so it will not end that. Just let me go. He said, okay. I still say I won't stand up. You know, I'm lying down like this. Because of me to turn side and stand up. He can't use my back. He can't use my back face down. He can't use me and cover my mouth. He used his hand to cover my mouth and then he pressed on the bed. Close the door. It was not raping me. I was shouting. Nobody could hear. I couldn't even shout to him because of the pressure of his hand on my mouth. So, they did it. He really did it. My head. And I stopped. I came out of the bed. I thought that the thing did not enter. I came down. It was very painful. But I thought that maybe it did not enter. I came down immediately. I saw blood coming out of my body. I was crying. I was crying and it was him. The worst part of that, do you know what he told? Do you know what he said? He said that, thank God, that you don't know how you make me feel. That he has been wanting to experience his virgin again. That he has never done it before. That he has been craving for it. He said he's so happy doing this. What I'm telling him, you're telling me you're happy doing this. Did I do it with you genuinely? You make me happy, you're telling me that thing that you're happy doing this. So I went to the bathroom to clean up myself. I couldn't even clean up myself. I was just there standing and crying. Watching the blood come out of my body. Because I was already thinking that I've disappointed my parents and I've disappointed myself. So he came to the bathroom and started eating it. He was not doing as if he was sorry. He was begging me. He lit that. He called it out for the bathroom. He was not begging me. I told about it that I did not tell my parents I'm coming here to Abuja, to Asaba. I did not tell anybody. How will I explain to them? How will I tell the world that I carried myself to Asaba to meet a man? Before me and I enter room, then, who will I explain? If I go to police, they will say I'm still on fraud. Besides, the deed has been done. They must still say it's not right because I'm up to 20 years, I'm 21 years. So I just say, this thing has happened, this thing don't happen, even though I'm not happy. I'm just still forgiving. I cannot arrest him, I cannot do anything.
Lagos, the conversation is happening. Be a part of it.
Criticism of the president is unfair when it comes to security in the country.
Contractors, a lot of the agencies of government to be attributed to the government.
There's no court order that will tell you to block or go and reclaim without approval.
Let's talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Oh yeah, Jamo, come by. Here's one thing you need to know about yourself. So like here we dey talk.
Yep, bullseye. That's the one.
You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info's The Sunny Side.
The sunny side.
Welcome. My name's Joyce. If news is your quest, or gist your request, well, somewhere over your rainbows.
Over your rainbow!
Is The Sunny Side.
They better know it!
With Joyce.
Let's talk.
This is The Voice Note on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
The conqueror writes history. They came, they conquered, and they wrote. Now you don't expect people who came.
It's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
.3 Nigeria Info. Apologies for kickstarting the news a little late. The Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service has begun investigating the cause of the fire that destroyed 17 containerized lock-up shops at Sabo Market in Ikorodu. The agency says firefighters prevented the blaze from spreading to nearby shops and properties after responding to a distress call early Tuesday morning. No injuries or deaths were recorded, while authorities are assessing the extent of the damage. And the House of Representatives ad hoc committee investigating the alleged fake presidential policy and investment council has summoned secretary to the government of the Federation to appear before it. The committee has also invited Inspector General of Police, the Minister of Finance and Economic Planning and Interior, along other top government officials, to appear Thursday. Committee Chairman Yusuf Gagdi says the summons follows fresh revelations by the Civil Service of the Federation, Didi Watson-Jack, on how the council was established and allocated office space and funded. That's the news on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Buluwatife Jegede.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria Info. Ask everyone. Anyone.
Just keep forgiving. You cannot arrest him. You cannot do anything. Even if I decide to do anything, arrest him. He has influence. He's popular. You know, poor man. Money go kill his face. So I said, do problem, forgive him. I even hug him. Forgive him. But I was not talking to him. I was angry. I was still angry. Until like how many hours later I slept. I woke up because I was really serious that there was nothing to put inside this. I said, if the meeting stop, I will go. So I was still waiting in that process. I slept off because I was weak. I woke up. I ate because I'm going to this morning. I woke up, it was already something after 3, I mean after 3, I mean after 4. So, it was noodles for me, I ate. And I even talked with him, I even laughed with him. The laugh was not genuine, but I had to laugh with him because I cannot go depressed. Depression will not do anything, no tears to do anything. And he even told me that if there is a dress is going to buy for me, and the dress is 32,000. Now once he buy the dress for me, I will go back to normal. It wasn't even told me that I had hope. That was when I even stopped crying. I consoled myself. I had hope that I can still imagine that I'm still a virgin. I know that I'm not going to get a virgin, but at least I will still imagine. So I told him that I'm not spending the night here. Even when he was sleeping, he was still trying to come close to me, to touch me, for me not sex again. I don't see that after the rape, because I follow you now for STD, I follow you now. That does not mean that you want to use the opportunity to go over again. Are you okay? And I got and I not say that I cannot stay here because I know that if I try and say let me sleep here, they go tomorrow morning. He's still going to wreck me again because me, I will not really agree. You still want to forcefully do it. And I know it's dangerous. So I said, let me go. He can't send me. How much he send me? It's not 8,000 how much. And he sent me for transport back to him. He did not give me money for the drugs, nothing. I saw him sending the voice notes to somebody that go to the POS shop, to my job, pay the POS, business POS, and transfer 50,000 to me. He did that in my phone, so I will think that he really wants to withdraw 50k and send for me for the drugs. I saw him, it was not someone he was sending it to. I saw what he was doing. But because I was far from the phone, so I was not sure. I told him, I'm not leaving it until you send me that money for the drugs. He said I should go, that he's going to send it. I don't know that option because I don't want to sleep. Because if I should stay there, I might sleep. So for me not to sleep, I had to live there. So I left there.
That is primarily the core of her account, the video that she left the public with. And she did state at the beginning of her confessional that by the time we'll be seeing this video, she would have done exactly what she just thought was sensible in order to endure the embarrassment or the shame that she has brought upon herself. It's 8 minutes past 1 p.m. You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. Let's talk about society. But of course, there are other informing factors around society. One would be social psychology. One would be economic policies. One would be poverty. I mean, in her own narrative, you hear her say something like, she had to resign to faith. She just thought she's a poor person and that she wouldn't be able to get justice because he is a lot more famous and has money, has connections, that he would pretty much just buy his way out of this. And so she just had to accept defeat because, hey, who's going to believe her? After all, she's 21. She must have consented to it. That's the only way she's on the site. Well, isn't it? That she must have consented to it. That's why she's on site. All right. 0201-277-0993, 0201-465-7190, and on WhatsApp 08095975805. Welcome to the sunny side. It's a number of things. It is what people are doing for money. It's how people are taking advantage of other people. And I'll play you the video of this guy who put out a public call to young people to come learn from him digital skills that could empower them to make money. And I believe that was how she was able to access him to get a conversation and get a one-on-one chat with him as to how she can make her life better. She got an offer from some gentleman in Abuja, but she wouldn't go because she kind of understood that if I'm going to go that far, I'm sure he wants something. But hey, can you help me out? I have things I want to do. I need to make money. And he said, well, don't go to Abuja. Come to me. Oh, well, here we are. One dead body after. Or one dead body later. Nigeria Info. Thank you very much for being on Nigeria Info's The Sunny Side. It's good to have you here.
Good afternoon, Lady Joyce.
Good afternoon. Welcome. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Yeah, God bless you. I just listened to your to the issue we are addressing. Lady Joyce, my heart bleeds profusely
because of what just transpired to that young lady. You see, no Nigerian should suffer this type of agony. Not the least a young girl of 20-something years. And it is as a result of the entire social breakdown. You know, the Nigerian Bar Association, in the midst of all this thing that is going on, Nigerian Bar Association, they are squabbling over election. They are supposed to be the major prime mover of social justice in this country. You know, but they are not. They are fighting over election. And that is why I suggested long time ago that the Nigerian Bar Association should be dissolved. Because they have lost focus. When someone like Ganifa was alive, he used the rule of law to fight injustice. You know,
it's worth reminding you that the gentleman has been arrested. The gentleman has been arrested.
Yes, well, if he has been arrested, I don't have hope that anything is going to come out of it. That's my fear. So the Nigerian bar that I belong to should be in the forefront of fighting injustice. You know, that is my concern. Because before you know what is going on, the whole thing will just fail out. You know, there are a lot of underground things going on in this country, and we must not continue to accept it. This type of incident is enough for the president himself to resign. I'm telling you.
Okay.
God bless you.
Thank you very much for calling. I have a question for men, and I would like for men to be the ones to answer this question. Men, what are your reaction to other men who take advantage of women? And now this can be very interesting because it can also be personal to you if you have taken advantage of a woman before. I want to leave it there because I'm hoping that there are many angles that you can approach this aspect of the conversation from, which is men who do not know how to respect anybody, or at least women in this regard. And so they would violate her, they'll take from her, and then they'll dismiss her. What do men have to say about it? Hello, you're on the sunny side. Good afternoon to you. Can you hear me? Speak up for me. Tell me your name. You can go ahead.
Sunday, I'm calling from
99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Do me a favor, when you call me, I want to believe that you are serious and you want me to hear you, so please speak up. It just helps the conversation, all right? Good afternoon. Please give people the opportunity to share their experiences, just like the one featured in the video you played. You may discover that incidents like this happen far more often than many people realize. Many survivors are too afraid or ashamed to speak out, especially when they are threatened or fear that the person responsible has powerful connections. Give others the chance to tell their stories. Could encourage more people to come forward and seek justice. All right, so here's somebody with an opinion asking for more people. But why are you saying I should give people a chance? I'm not in their way. What do you mean give people a chance? I'm not stopping anybody. I found the story and I brought it out. Are you speaking to me as though I'm obstructing people? How are you? Good afternoon to you. You're on the sunny side.
Hello, Joyce.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon. My name is Robert.
Welcome.
I'm calling you from Apapa. Can you hear me, Joyce?
Yes,
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Well, the voice note you played, it was a very pathetic story. You understand? Like, I swear to God, I've not done something like that before, to make somebody cry or go through pain. Even I don't associate myself with begging. I'm sorry to say this or hey. Joyce, you know, some of us will be blaming this girl that she's too small to associate herself with a popular man trying to be famous in the world. But, you know, at times, I don't know how long she has known that man anyway. But at times, people, you just lean on somebody you trust with the hope that that person may cover you. But at the end, the person you trusted will turn back and hurt you. That is just what happened in this, what you play for us now. You understand? That is why I always tell my children, I tell them, anywhere you want to go, please let me know. Though I have 4 boys and a girl, my girl is about 10 years. I say, anywhere you want, let me know. I don't want to cry because of you. My parents did not cry because of me. You understand? Had it been, she told her parents, look at where I'm going. No, maybe they will have forget about the poverty background, whatever she came to. Maybe the parent will have given her advice or her friend, don't go there, or your life might be at risk or something. Then look at what she sometimes people walk themselves to death. You understand? The way you look at people, that is not exactly the way they look at. You understand? The story is very, very painful. Let me drop Joyce. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I'm hoping that men can speak to men who do these things. And that's a very popular, I don't want to call it a conspiracy, but you kind of get the point. A lot of women have complained that men take advantages of them. What do men have to say about this? Whether men who have done it before in the past or men who have never done it and are aware that, because to be honest, in a sense, it is also possible that men are accomplices to other men who take advantages of women. And that's the truth, because if we don't have men who are angry and resistant to these kinds of things, then the men who do it almost have the guarantee that, well, yeah, no man is going to be surprised that I did something like that, or and I'm not saying that all men are this way. I'm just saying that you know exactly what I'm talking about, that this happens a lot. What do men have to say? I'm just curious to know what men have to say about men who take advantage of women. Yeah. The suicide is a consequence of everything that you have heard in this video so far. But then there's what society is left with. Society is still left with men who do these things. And then I think another topic here is men who are obsessed with virginity. What in hell are you hoping to achieve? I think it's a form of insecurity. No, sorry. I'm sure it's a form of insecurity. This obsession, this idolatry, this worship, this you are nothing, and in order to attempt something, you want to take something from the other person. You know what's even funny? You want to take something that you are not. So it's not like, oh, you're a virgin and you're looking for a virgin, so it's two ignorant people trying to figure out their bodies out. No, it's that you're not a virgin, but you would like for a virgin to give herself up to you willingly, or you would take it hook or crook. Why? It's Open Thought Tuesday. Hello. Can you hear me? Good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for being here. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Good afternoon. Welcome. Tell us your name. You can go ahead.
Speaking to you from the place. I never thought I would be contributing, to this issue on radio, because I know some men will not really want to agree with a lot of things I will be saying. Joyce, arrogance kills, arrogance disgrace, arrogance reduces people to nothing. Arrogance will make you look stupid. But those who are arrogant won't know and they won't agree. One of the things, that has destroyed a lot of men, and a lot of men are still waiting to be destroyed, is not taking into cognizance that other person also deserves respect, deserves rights, deserves what I would probably call there is this. I want to use a Yoruba word, that is best suitable. Eye, kagbeyan gege. And those who are arrogant only think they are only entitled, to all these things, that I've just listed. I listened to one of the clip of the guy, or is it a chap, who said he is well connected, and the girl, will not be able to do anything about the whole issue. And that same guy, ended up kneeling down, begging and saying he's ready to give his all. What are the odds, that he's ready to give that can settle this issue? Because that girl can't come back to life any longer. Personally, for me, I wouldn't want to teach my daughter, because I've said it that I will teach her a lot of things, But one of the things, that I will teach her is suicide, is not a way to go in any scenario, any circumstances. But a lot of people will agree with me that the suicide the lady committed brought this issue to the limelight. And when you raise this issue today, I thought about it that some people, if some issues like this happen, they will tell the victim that let's forget about it. Let's leave it for God. Are you God? That they beg God. God they hear. So who are you, ordinary human being, that we they beg you will not be here? And I'm like within me that now who is going to tell that to that lady today? Because she had already settled the issue before it even comes to the limelight. I want to tell the young boys especially, and I know older men also do it. If you want to be somebody in life, be very careful of your sex life. What is in between your leg can make you or mar you. And for the fact that you invited a lady, to somewhere, or probably you spent a lot on a lady, or you are spending money on a lady, or because you want to give her transport fares to come to your place or whatever, or even an hotel, does not automatically give you a license that you are going to put down a pint. If she is not in for it, don't even try to do it. Because if somebody tells this guy before everything happened today that this is where he's going to land himself, he will probably be arrogant about it. Good afternoon, Joyce.
Thank you very much. 99.3 Nigeria Info. So my WhatsApp callers have been very patient with me, so let's go to WhatsApp real quick. WhatsApp callers, I'm on you right now. Welcome. Real quick, tell me your name. You can go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon. My name is Six Star. Good afternoon. My name is Wale.
Welcome, Wale.
Yeah. Let me say something. I've been listening to a lot of people there. You know the problem with Nigeria, eh? There is no consequence management. We don't really take the issue of gender-based violence. We don't take it serious in Nigeria because the whole criminal justice system is bastardized. You can do as you please. Nobody will touch you. You get the point now. Nobody will punish you. That has been why the country is like that, man. Let me share a story with you. Before I left for South Africa, I think a few years ago while I was in Nigeria, my younger sister had issue with her husband. I think I was at work. I was working with the bank in Nigeria before I left. And apparently they called me that day that the husband beat her or maltreated her. You know what I did? I asked my sister to move out of that house. And immediately I engaged the police to get the husband arrested. And the husband was arrested for 3 days. He was behind bars until the parent and my father called me and said, look, Wale, you need to facilitate the release of your sister's husband. Are you getting the point now? Hello?
Go ahead, I'm with you. Go ahead.
So, we've not been doing enough in Nigeria to protect women. That's why you see all sorts of things. The guy that did that supposed to be behind bar by now.
He's with the police, so we're hoping that they want to investigate it and
he's not supposed to be. He's not supposed to be out of the whole issue because the country is fucked up. That's why anybody can do anything. We need to protect women. We don't protect women in Nigeria.
I must interrupt you here. I have to be off on a break. Thank you so much for calling.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Every generation is remembered by the voices that refuse to be silent.
Research has shown that one
The ones who dared to stand, to question, to challenge. Because history has never belonged to those who simply agreed. It belongs to those who said, I beg to differ. Welcome to the stage where ideas clash, where logic becomes power, and where every argument has the potential to shape tomorrow. This is more than a debate. It's courage in conversation. It's intellect in motion. It is the birthplace of tomorrow's leaders. August 10 at 3 p.m., Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt will come alive for the national finals of the I Beg to Differ Secondary Schools Debate Tournament. The War of Words begins at 3 p.m. on August 10. One podium, countless perspective, one opportunity to be heard. The question is not whether your voice matters. The question is, will the world remember what you had to say? I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
The spotlight is always on the issues that deserve attention.
The flooding I saw yesterday in parts of Accra.
The condition is worse than Nigeria.
But secretly, some people inside us, should we blame them?
Yeah, Sam Filling has done it. And who is the biggest Sam Filler in Lagos?
Custodians of the law are the breakers of the law.
Who is saying we should not blame Tinubu? Tinubu will not be in the front line.
Can't negotiate the right road by taking a wrong turn. Right on the station that talks. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. Let's talk.
Hi, Lady J. Good afternoon, ma. Mrs. Oboli. Lady J. Honestly, when I listened to this story, when it broke, I kept asking myself that this is another life that has been lost because a single man can't or couldn't handle rejection. See, Lady J, I know you're calling out the men to say they should call out the agenda. Some men won't call out the agenda. Some men would rather aid and abet it. And rather than, call out the abuser, even some women too, they would now shame the victim. I felt so bad that Favor killed herself in this manner, or she unalived herself, because she felt that was the only way she could drive home her point. And it's heartbreaking how society has formed and shaped our mindset, and indeed has, into believing that not only is might right, but that power of I can do anything to you and get away with it because I am a highly placed person. Some say it not because they have anybody anywhere. Some just say it to flaunt it, and some say it because they mean it. When they go about doing these things, because they're never caught, they continually do it unabatedly. Secondly, the fact that if this girl didn't kill herself the way she did, honestly, go and check what I just said. Her story won't even be receiving this kind of public outcry for justice the way it is going. I heard Emmanuel say something just now, and that's just the truth. Others that have told this part, or almost like this part, you hear them saying they are conspiracy theories, it's a lie, you consented. And so, rather than fight for the victim to have justice, you hear them say, why did you go there in the first place? Anybody can capitalize on anybody's naivety, can capitalize on anybody's, I won't use the word stupidity, because you felt you were running away from fry pan, you ended up in trouble at the end of the day. So conspiracy theory would have alluded it to the fact that she was consenting and not naivety. That is why many other cases have been swept under the carpet. None of them got justice, because if this had not gone this way, she too maybe wouldn't have even they wouldn't have got the guy apprehended. She wouldn't be getting justice. So it's so painful, because the fear of speaking out against pedophiles, against abusers, against rapists like this beast who is begging for pity. Pity when the girl was begging. You did not listen to her. And you want them to have mercy on you due to the fact that they threaten their abusers, to them holding back from speaking up. Shaming. Even society also enables shaming. You shame the victims, you shame the people that have gone through this kind of abuse, and then you cover the abusers. Lessons from Favor's case is simply this. For me, I told myself that, you see, putting your phone on disappearing messages could do you more harm than good. Secondly, she spoke about her not having someone to confide in. And I feel that as a mom, if my child or children can't confide in me, honestly, there's nothing you can tell me. I feel I have failed. They cannot tell me, Mommy, I'm going to so place to see somebody I've not seen or met before, or I met on social media. They cannot confide in me on their dad. I feel that as a mother, I have failed. And so, in nurturing and raising them, how well have you allowed your child access to you? Are you aware that this same rejection, because men look at it, okay, this is a patriarchal society. A woman has no say. Some men, now I'm not saying generally, some men, the way our society is wired, here, lie, how can you tell me you're a virgin? Anything I want, I will get it. And so you subject the female to submissiveness, to foolishness, and they have to cower to your inordinate affections, whether they consent or not. So for me, this guy already, I just want to hear in the tabloids, on the newsstand, that because of what he had done, Odogo or Wasaba, whatever he calls himself, this is not an attempt that was a mistake. It was a premeditated one aimed at causing this girl havoc. And so he should be made to do the time, since he can also do the crime. He should not be spared.
Thank you.
Since the long arms of the law have caught up with him, he should not be spared. He should not be allowed to wriggle out of this. If you ask me, Lady J,
thank you very
whether
much.
he's being castrated or he feels capital punishment, so that this can serve as a deterrent to other people thinking to ply this path. I am not saying all men are animals, but there are some men that are not only beasts, they have these animalistic tendencies that they want to unleash on the female children, female hood, and
Thank
say
you very
because
much for
they
calling
have
me. I
one
really
thing
do
they call their
appreciate it.
P
Thank you.
in their P
You have to
area.
wrap up
Now
now.
must start unleashing negativity all over society. Society should be
Thank you. WhatsApp caller. Hello, good afternoon to you. How are you? So good to have you join our conversation. Welcome, WhatsApp caller. Sorry I lost you. Hopefully you're able to call me back. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to the show. Can you hear me?
Hello, good afternoon.
Tell us your name. You can go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Sunday. I called you earlier on started network. What I want to say is that I just want to advise the young ladies out there. It's what has happened, and I believe that it's.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. You're breaking up. Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, real quick. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said my advice to the young ladies out there, they should avoid anything, this spirit of quick. I believe that the lady herself was we know that it's wrong, but she went and fell in the wrong.
Okay. I'm sorry. There's a problem with your connection. If you're able to call me back, hopefully maybe that would give us a second chance. Good afternoon. You're
Hello,
Nigeria
good
Info.
afternoon.
Welcome. Tell us your name. You can go ahead.
Thank you very much. So, please, I don't know. I've just tuned in and I just want to put up my 2 cents. Number one, the lady in question that passed on, nobody should berate her or say she failed herself by committing suicide. That lady, that girl is a matter. That girl is a matter. Death, Abiola said when he was told to relinquish his mandate and come out free, Abiola made something very important and he said death is better than disgrace. What the society owes that girl is to immortalize her by making a law named after her to reinforce rape and its capital punishment of death, no matter the circumstances. That is what the society owes her, especially Delta State House of Assembly, and immortalize a particular day after her. That's what they've done to Abiola. Anybody that dies is a matter. There's what we call the Lily Ledbetter law, and I think you guys have projected it on sometimes. It is a law that represents somebody who died or made a move in the course of a particular cause, and the society takes it up and makes it as a law. Nobody should say that the lady failed herself or failed her family. She died for a cause, and it is always better to die for what you believe in than to live for what you cannot fight. Thank you very much, Joyce.
Thank you very much for calling me. I really do appreciate it. And Lagos, do you agree with that or do you want to debate that? What's up, caller? Thank you very much for being here. You tell us your name and you can go ahead, turn up the volume of everything there. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Joyce. I think I'm trying to gather my thought because this is something that's really, really crazy. You know, when I see online that women say that it's not all men, but it's usually men. You understand? Now I kind of understand what that means. So in general, we live in a patriarchal society. You understand? If you can have a politician that somebody died in his house and then they try to cover all those things up, then look, what does a common man in Nigeria, what do they have? What justice do they have? You understand? This situation, I just think men who rape, they are the scum, sorry for my words, scum of the earth. Like, how do you even go about enjoying such scenario? You understand? So for me, when you tell me that, I wish they had made the machine that we can be able to read people's mind. Because for a person, even as a woman, someone I'm married to, if she tells me that I'm not interested, there's no way I will turn around and say I want to do it by force, or I want to, it's something you just the mind just turns off totally. So I really do. I think people who do these things, they are psychologically, they have problems psychologically. That's one thing I know. Or that's one thing, because there's no way I call men out. There's no way I can have in my circle of friends somebody who doesn't take no for an answer. You understand, from the opposite sex. So I just think this is something that has to do with mental disorder. But Joyce, I thank you very much. I'm sure
I'm
the
not
words, to be honest.
satisfied with
Thank
your
you.
point of view because you have said nothing about the abuser. You have said nothing to the abuser. You haven't said what should be.
The abuser should be
Just because
castrated.
excuse me, please. Just because you think it's a mental disorder nearly sounds as though you're excusing it at this point. In fact, you're pretty much saying, well, if he raped somebody, yeah, it's a mental disorder. It's sad, but yeah, what we're going to do?
Mental
let's all go
disorder,
home
it
to
means
sleep.
they should not be part of the society. Don't get me wrong. I'm not
I'm not
permitting
getting
it.
you
I
wrong.
am
You didn't
not.
even come out straight. You didn't come out correct.
For the fact that I didn't say they should be castrated or even killed, you understand? Sorry for my words. Doesn't mean that I condone it. I'm saying they have mental issue. They shouldn't even be part of the society. That is what I'm saying. And for the fact that I didn't say it to that point doesn't mean that, okay, yes, I mean, those kind of people, yes, should be castrated and totally sent to the dark side of the earth, to be honest. That is what I think.
Okay.
There's no justification for raping another human being. I mean, there are ladies out there. If you even want to pay, go ahead and pay. But forcing yourself on people seriously, that's. Thank you very much, Joyce.
Thank you for calling me. You're on the sunny side. Welcome to Nigeria Info. Men, get in here. How are you? Thank you very much for being here. Good afternoon to you.
My name is Emeka. I'm calling from Kettle. I just want to put something on the table. You see, that lady does not say what he's doing is wrong or right. But let us mindful, because I don't like my home now. I don't like my daughters watch one people's movie. Because some movie will be write something for your head. Anything, some movie, I don't want to call the side name. Some movie, you too watch it. Everything will be end for your head. Die, and take your life. Some movie we watch in Nigeria is supposed to be regulated. I did not say what the man do is good, is wrong. But when you do watch movie, we always end up, I will take my life. My brother, my sister, it can record for your head. If there one program where by social media they do, I don't see parents when get shishi. This man go take her for head till he go put the person for sale. I don't see how not be 2, not be 3 for my life for this effort. And Lagos State don't bring all those things. When you don't put say your family there poor, they cannot fight for you. Like before. If you go report for some places, they will take themselves. They don't even look your family, whether they poor, they go help you. So, but if you don't want too much move, they go tell you say it be nothing. It be nothing. But God still help me up. So don't remove all those things from your head. That film must be regulated from today. Because you follow. When person go beat you, you go say because my papa no get money, now come and take my life. It don't be like that. It's supposed to be regulated. Thank you, my sister.
Okay, so I think he has a point. I mean, this is the single strand of the entire point I think he's trying to make, which I will maybe agree with, and I think it's kind of weird, that I thought I had to do some thinking here. I think what he means is, how social mirroring alters public perception. But it's the very same perception. So maybe this is not singularly the movies. Remember that your movies are created by people who are carved out of society, people who are formed and fashioned by society, people themselves who are a product of social comprehension, meaning that the people who make the movies pretty much are the people who we're talking about today. Maybe in the movie sector, for example, there are still people who sexually take advantage of other people and say the very same thing that this guy said to this lady. So yes, but the only way we can change the movies is if we change the people. And I think it's not solely the responsibility of men, but I want to place the weight of the reasoning of this particular conversation on men. I wonder whether men understand. So here is one very good example. It's that if you're indifferent, if you're passive, if you yourself are that kind of a person, and then you give birth. So I later found out that this particular Odogu guy has 3 kids. This conversation should have nothing to do with the children. Absolutely nothing. But it's for the sake of trying to relay my thought that I'm bringing the children into this picture. That the men who do these things end up giving birth to children, and they bring the children into this world where they themselves have contributed to the evil in this world. And so you will say, well, don't talk about the kids. You can't bring the kids into the equation. But I'm not bringing the kids into the equation any more than their father has brought them into the equation. And that the things that we are largely silent about are the very things that shape society. So this person has only just mentioned one strand of the things that shape society. You say the movies, but your movie producers are Nigerians. Welcome to Open Thought Tuesday. There's a lot of work to do here. Let's talk. How are you? Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Tell us your name, go ahead.
I want to remain anonymous.
Okay, go ahead, real quick.
Let me just tell you, any man found guilty of raping a woman should not be sentenced to life imprisonment. He should be killed. And not even straight killing. He should be killed like small. You understand? Not going through immediately. At least it should be chopped off little by little until he gives up. You see, this story of this Odogu guy, I've gone online to check the guy. I think he has money to afford some kind of ladies. I don't know. I'm not saying anything. So for him to go ahead and rape that lady, he should not be sentenced to life imprisonment. And I don't know why men do it, honestly, because I believe a woman you force yourself on, how can you enjoy it? Like how, as a man? So you forcing yourself on a woman, what was there in it? Except it's a fetish. And I see those set of people in the society, and they come out of it unscathed. So I think killing them is the best thing, not life imprisonment. So I hope the family of the lady gets justice. Honestly, I don't just want to talk the way I'm supposed to talk, because I'm holding myself from getting angry, like you used to tell me to just calm down. So I processed it, and man, I'm very pained.
All right.
That's just it.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate your calling into the show. Good afternoon to you, and welcome to Nigeria Info. Oh, what's up, caller? Give me a moment, please. Turn off the volume of your radio set.
Hello, good afternoon, Joyce.
Good to have you.
This is the merchant man. Just, when some of us sound like the last caller and some other people like Emmanuel who have spoken, it will look like now everybody wants to claim a scent. Everybody wants to look whiter than the white and whiter than the snow. But the truth is, do we attribute it to mental disposition of an individual, or do we attribute it to character or attitude trait of an individual? What remains bad is bad. Sometimes you see people who try to cast aspersions and try to blame the victim. But one thing is the fact. just like the submission of the last caller, I think these people are not supposed to live among the same people, because if you trace the threat of their DNA, you will notice that some of them have this thing running in their blood, and their attitude contaminates the general antecedent of all men. I don't know the reason why same person, even in your own house, maybe you have this libido or you are sexually erotic that you really wanted to do something, and your wife tells you she's not in that mode. You still want to claim that you are the man, the ego of a man, or the man that always wants to have his way, and you eventually have your way. Looking at your wife who actually told you that she wasn't in that mood, you eventually had your way. Don't you see yourself as an animal? Now, somebody, both of you started a chat. It eventually ended where it ended. I know some people. I have a friend in my shop now. We are arguing. I told him that I will give him. He's looking at me. I told him that I will give him the phone. That he will have to make his own position on this case, because our side of argument came to that point that does it really have to do with the way somebody presented herself to you? Maybe she dressed in a more provocative way. Must it be the reason that you got tempted? Yes, I was having it as a discussion with him that does it mean even somebody is naked and is walking on the road, must you go after her to rep the person? When we want to put it up that, yes, maybe it is the way some ladies dress is the reason they get raped or they got raped. The truth remains that an animal is an animal, a beast is a beast. If we talk, it might not really mean that most of us want to whitewash our image as men. But the truth remains, most of these animals, most of these beasts, while my radio was on and the discussion was going on, somebody who lived in Asaba even mentioned that she knows this man, that she had an encounter with the so-called Odogu. Really? It was when she said it that I heard that the guy's name is Odogu of Asaba. So the truth remains, most of them do what they do because they believe we live in a society where people who believe they are well placed, they are influential, they are economically well to do, can do anything and go scot free. But it is so sad that that girl had to make a case or had to take her life in order to cause the kind of uproar the issue is getting now. I think sometimes it's good for people to listen to Olumide Omoshobi in his program, because most of people who do not actually know where to start to raise alarm could be among the victims that this girl has been. If only she has been aware of how she has been damaged, that she still has a right, even in the face of looking damaged, being assaulted and being victimized on what has been done to her. She still can come open and make an impute that I was raped. Yes, it wasn't my fault that I was raped. She must not see herself to make a statement.
Thank you.
That's my take. Thank you very much.
What's up, caller? Thank you very much for being here. Go ahead.
Hey, Joyce, how you doing?
Good.
Sugar Daddy calling from Ontario, Canada. I want to start by saying, on behalf of men in Nigeria and in Canada, or will I say North America or Western world, we are sorry. This behavior has no place in our current society. This behavior should not be tolerated at any level. For those that are saying, "Oh, mental problem, this or that," please, we need to cut the BS. I have never seen a situation where a madman would say he wants to go attack a policeman or an army officer. It never happens, because regardless of the stupidity or the madness that the person is claiming, they know authority when they see authority. And from the girl's narration, this doesn't sound like something that is the first time it's happening. It seems this person has been doing this over and over again. And of course, due to the fact that he's popular, nobody wants to come out and say anything. Unfortunately, this has resulted into to the death of somebody for people to have to actually speak or say something else. while he's in the police custody, obviously on a normal day, I would say let's hear from the man's side before we start pointing fingers. But I don't see a situation where somebody would take their life out of just to spite somebody. I think they need to take this thing as serious as possible. And even those that are in jail, please don't let this man sit around you, because here in North America, I have an understanding that when people go to jail, they are scums. They are considered scum, and even amongst themselves, when there is a molestation against a woman and especially a child, they take it. Those in the prison themselves, they take it. They beat you, and you are the lowest of the low. They treat you like dirt, and I feel that those in Nigeria should also try and do the same. For somebody like this, I don't want them to give him the capital punishments. I want him to leave, and I want him to leave with hard labor. I don't want them to sentence him to jail and let him just sit there and while away time. No, let them take him out to the fields. He needs hard labor. He needs attitudes like this gives the whole general men a bad name, because when they carry out statistics, you would notice that men that carry out such actions are less than 10% of the total population, but 90% of us are suffering side effects that 10% of us 10% of us are carrying out. What is wrong with you playing? We have an unspoken agreement. If you want her, woo her the right way, let her give herself to you. But nobody deserves to live that would steal somebody's innocence from them just because you are popular. I also want to still extend a word to the parents too. This is the 21st century. When a child is above 18, please be comfortable enough to speak about things relating to sex and the opposite sex with your children. I believe if maybe the father was told about this, if I were the father, I would look for a male person I trust to accompany her, and I want her to come back the same day that she's leaving. And I'm sure if there was some male resistance around the girl, maybe as a friend or a family member, this wouldn't have happened. Please please, things need to be done the right way. Thanks, Joyce.
Thank you very much. One of the reasons that she mentioned that she had to go see this guy was because she said that she had family issues and she wanted money. So, of course, money, you can trace that directly to your social, economic current situation. Because maybe if she didn't need money, she wouldn't have gone to the guy. But to answer the question, which is hardly even a question, of this debate between whether this is done because the lady was provocative or whether this is done as a function of human character. So, if you would try, if you have some time, you should read about the psychology of arrogance. To be arrogant is a form of violence. The display of human arrogance, by virtue of what it takes for you to be arrogant, you are expressing a form of violence. So when a person who thinks that he has power over someone of lesser power exercises that power unjustly over the weak, that is a form of violence. So nothing needs to be an external stimuli. He doesn't need to see her naked. There's already something latent inside of him that has told him that he can be violent without cause. Because think about it. There was the option of not having her come over. There was the option of helping her without taking something from her. And then there was even the fact that he raped her and didn't care for her. So this has nothing to do with was it what she wore? And I think it's necessary that we become a little bit more willing to be responsible for our society and maybe our own actions, so that we don't make up silly excuses, so that we don't trap ourselves in conversations for which today we may not be an obvious victim, but for which we are indeed an obvious victim, because it may not be the raping of your daughter. It may not be the raping of your wife. It may be the raping of you socially, economically, which is happening to you right now. We're a few seconds away from the top of the hour and a few minutes away from the top of the hour, but I have to go off on a break. We'll be right back. We're 99.3. This is Nigeria Info. The evil that you tolerate is going to take other forms, other shapes, other expressions. If you tolerate it, you'll get it. Period. We'll be right back.
After this.
My sister, hey, shine your eye, scammers they everywhere. See, no share your
people. As you dey hustle for your money, na so bad people too dey find way to carry your money go. From MMM to CBEX and others, Nigerians don lose over 2 trillion naira to fraudsters and Ponzi schemes. Hey, if dem promise to double your money, no dull yourself. If dem say bring only 2 people, no dull yourself. Oh, if too many people dey do am, no dull yourself. If dem ask for your PIN, password, BVN or OTP, no dull yourself. Even if na celebrity endorse am, if you no dey sure, call your bank. Ask them. No lose guard. Protect your money. This message now from Bankers Committee.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
All right, so we have to go to WhatsApp. My friends are on WhatsApp and they're leaving me their thoughts. They're also a part of this show and they deserve equal attention. So let's begin. Hello to writers on WhatsApp. Good afternoon, Joyce. Do you know that if the girl had not killed herself, there wouldn't have been any case at all, just as she feared? Nigeria, the system and its people, social construct is killing its citizens directly and indirectly. That's Ike from Festac. Thank you very much for bringing this up. This message goes, please also talk about the Dave Umahi matter too. Please, let's discuss it. We will most certainly, God willing, discuss that tomorrow. This is Alex from Victoria Island. I've just been waiting for the states to come up with an investigation so that we're having 2 points of views on the matter, and it's just not just one. So I've just really been waiting for that. But of course, the Dave Umahi one, most certainly, and God willing, tomorrow we can do that. Please give people the... Okay, no. Okay, so I think we read this one before. The obsession with virginity is a sickness without a cure. We even need to talk about that thing, man. We need to talk about that thing. I think there's something inherently... I think it's a lack of identity. I think it's a lack of knowledge. I think it's a lack of... There's a void. There's a void in your soul that you're trying to fill up with relevance, but not any relevance or importance. Not with the essence that you are gifted with. Not with the purpose that is divinely assigned to you. There is an emptiness. It's like a gaping hole. The hole must be planets apart for you to suppose that there's something about virginity that's your right, and in any way your crown. Like, you have to understand that there's nothing to your life for you to grovel at virginity, something that you are not. And so the only way you think something of yourself is to say, well, I slept with a virgin. There is stupidity, and then there's that. There is that. It's almost like a form of violent nakedness. All right, messages. Good afternoon, Joyce. I'm an exceptional Nigerian man, but I want to let you know that if you're a woman and you're doing something with a Nigerian man, what he's seeing is sex and not a woman. I know they are going to come for me, but I don't care. Okay, so this is a gentleman from Chicago University. Okay, wait. So the enemy is not the problem. The question is, what do we do about the enemy? You see, you can't tell a psychopath to not be a psychopath. The question is, what are we going to do about it? So my purpose is, she said it, that the only reason she pretty much resolved to killing herself was because she just thought she wasn't going to get any justice from this. And she couldn't live with herself for for disappointing herself, and for the consequence of the violation, the violence that's been placed on her human soul. And she just thought the only way out was to take her own life. If she had recourse in society, if she knew that I would go here and this can be investigated and I would get justice, she would not have killed herself. So that killing herself was the only way she could get us to talk about this. So the Nigerian men who do this are either silently getting the support of other men, because if the Nigerian men knew that in all their arrogance and all their psychopathy, if they did something like this, that other men will arise to the occasion to practically break their soul down to hell, things like this would be little in society. It's 2 p.m. We'll be right back.
There is no order that will tell you to block or go and reclaim without approval.
Let's talk on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
It's 2 o'clock. The Headline News on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info, and this is the headline news. Lagos Fire Service investigates cause of Ikorodu market fire. House committee summons SGF ministers over alleged fake presidential council. And lawyers ask court to stop swearing in of new NBA president-elect. Finance minister says Nigeria's debt has been exaggerated. And Lagos compensates 331 property owners affected by major road projects. Rights group raises alarm over failure to obey court order on sick inmates' treatment. And Nigeria targets 300,000 barrels per day output increase as 143 firms bid for 37 oil blocks. Nigerian students win gold at Spelling Bee World Cup in China. And ECOWAS reaffirms commitment to launching single currency in 2027. Nigeria's inflation eases slightly to 15.91% in June, NBS reports. And outside Nigeria, Iran launches attacks on U.S. assets in Jordan, Bahrain, and Kuwait as regional tensions escalate. And finally, in sports, FIFA investigates post-match fights after World Cup final. And that's all on the news making the headlines. My name is Israel Uwem. The Sunny Side with Joyce continues.
If news is your quest, or gist your request,
yeah,
well, somewhere over your rainbows.
Over your rainbow
is the Sunny Side.
They better know it.
With Joyce.
Let's talk.
Someone is asking that I replay the clip. It's a 12-minute clip. I don't know if I can replay it given the time that we have available, but let's see what happens moving forward. This one goes, hello Joyce. The only solution to rape is to mete out the most drastic and most draconian punishment to confirmed offenders. My recommendations will be capital punishment or life in prison with loss of certain body parts. This is the only way. This is Tayo from Ikorodu. Hello Joyce, good afternoon. This is a very sad event. It's only an ignorant, stupid guy that'll force a lady to sleep with him, cause even the so-called consensual sex is a great sin. How much more when you force someone? It is a form of violence, and we're wondering whether our society truly just tolerates that kind of violence. Hello Joyce, if you call us, just give me just a few minutes. I will come to you. It's a promise. Let me see. Hardcore Nigeria. What? In Nigeria, it often feels like once you have enough money and the right connections, you are inducted into a James Bond 007 club, licensed to do almost anything, no matter how harmful, and still walk away without consequences because the justice system under this administration is cash and carry system. So here is also something else that I think I will be the one to suggest. I already think you know it. I honestly think you already know it. I think that while we're working on our systems, to not tolerate evil is a prerogative. It is now a matter of moral responsibility to not be silent in the face of evil. To not be silent. If one man hears it, that one man should tell 4 men that one man there is raping one girl there. You see, the moment 5 men come up against one man, the dynamics have changed. I think what society has done thus far is that men in their arrogance have sat down quietly. They have excused. Let me tell you, I met a guy one time. He used to work here. He was from the north. And I can't remember what we're talking about one day. And then he says to me, he says to me, and I quote, he says, I admit to you that there is prejudice against women, particularly in the north. He says, but the reason I don't talk about it is because it doesn't affect me. A staff here admitted that to me. And so there are men who don't talk about evil in their environment because it doesn't affect them. And God bless God for psychology. and you begin to see that anything you tolerate, and I don't know whether you understand me when I say that if you tolerate anything, that thing will mutate into different forms and consume you. So it's like, if you're never the sort to tolerate rubbish, you realize that any kind of rubbish is not tolerable to you. Whether it's the one that comes directly, whether it's the one that comes indirectly. Once you're not able to tolerate rubbish, just the thought of the tolerance of rubbish becomes first of all physical disrespect. Before we even go into your psychology and your spirit and your personhood, just that you can't tolerate it. It's like people who have food allergies. There's some things you can't eat because if you eat it, your head is going to swell, you're going to lose an eye. So because you can't, it's a non-negotiable. You don't eat it because you can't tolerate it. So imagine if that was our approach to evil. You would realize that if men got up, and I want you to know when I say men, I don't just mean like the male. I mean like if the man and the woman, if we got up as a society to speak against much of the evil that we see, the institutions will change. The reasons the institutions are not changing is because you all are in a stadium full of sits. You're just sitting down and waiting for a miracle. And so here we are. We're all gathered over a dead body. And then the consequence of this, or maybe the option or the what's the word? Why is that eluding me? Like, what we could have had otherwise is if she just had faith in society, that, oh, well, society will not be silent in the face of this. And the man who did this to her did it because he had the guarantee that society will be silent. It's the same coin. It's just that one is a victim and the other is the abuser. It's the same coin. It's Open Thought Tuesday. Joyce, the summary of this whole issue or topic you're discussing currently is 1, the effect of poverty brought upon this country by the politicians. 2, the malfunction of the Nigerian police and the entire security system. Hold on, I'm interrupting the message to say that the gentleman has been arrested. If it's worth anything, he has been arrested. We're waiting for the eventual outcome. I want to see what happens here. Back to the message. He says, the poverty brought on us and the malfunction of the Nigerian police and entire security system, because if the late victim, the favor girl, knows she could find just with the security agencies and the justice system, she wouldn't have killed herself. And the last part that got me astonished is the family begging the public for money used in trying to resuscitate her. Are they more concerned about the hospital bills than losing their precious daughter? Not surprised, because that part of the country called Warri, people are very something minded. As I was born and grown, you say they're terrible minded. Or they're money-minded. They're terribly money-minded. And I was born and grown. Okay, so this also begins to show you how social construct can develop. You're not altogether wrong, but how much of this particular topic is the burden that people bear as a result of a broken society, of a poor economy. So when I heard that her parents had accrued a bill of 7 million naira, I thought, oh, there's no health insurance. No health insurance. No health insurance for the poor. She wasn't sick when she went to meet the guy, but it was money that took her to the guy. And there was a particular chat that was released, a conversation between the both of them. And she was asking him money for medication, which she thought, well, if she took the medication, she could just auto-suggest to herself that she will be okay, and maybe she can cling to whatever is left of her dignity just from medicating in order to stop herself from bleeding. And all that conversation was something around 50,000 Nigerian naira. And he gave her 10,000, or she said 8,000 or 10,000 while she was leaving. But she kept asking him money for medication so that she could take something that could help her stop bleeding. And he didn't give it to her. So she didn't even have money for medication. and then he didn't give it to her. It's interesting to me now that he is appealing to her family and say, let them settle out of court, and he would pay anything. It is now he's going to know that 1 million naira is not money, because now his freedom is in the chat. But think about the money aspect of all of this. Imagine if society, and I'm not even saying that things could have been different, but yes, things could have been different if you had a different society. If people could just find something decent to do and make a decent living. But the very cost of living now sounds like being dead is cheaper. And that's besides all the moral, the conscience, the weight of conscience that you have to bear in the face of the silence of every other person who's going through a similar situation, to be honest. Okay, this is a whole lot of plenty psychological so let's just get back into the conversation. I'm saying that when you fight for your country, you're not just fight. You shouldn't debate. You shouldn't allow yourself be bound by the impositions of political identities, of political parties. You are fighting for your life here. And whatever a poor economy is taking from you is more than just jobs. A bad economy is taking your mind away from you. A bad economy is going to infringe on your liberty. A bad economy is going to take away your freedom. A bad economy is going to make you less optimal as a human being. I'm not talking Harvard graduate. I'm not talking about the finest education. I'm not talking about the most refined culture. A bad economy will make you subpar human. All right. It's Open Thought Tuesday. How are you? Take it back. Oh, I did promise WhatsApp people. Okay, we're at this one. Coastal Road what? Coastal Road, we hear, has been renamed. Do I say congratulations to you? Hello, good afternoon, Joyce. I agree with this guy 100%. He just spoke my mind. I'm not sure what guy that is, but I thank you for writing me. All rapists are condemned, should be severely dealt with. Also in Islam, men are allowed to have female sex slaves. Talk about that, because that is a problem. Oh, that's another conversation. Sex slaves in the 21st century. Do we need to upgrade the book? So maybe that was based on the culture of old, because I think that it was also a time in history where slaves were legal ownership, and then as times have changed, men have decided that slavery is beneath human standards, and so they have rewritten laws and constitutions in order to refine the human condition, both of the oppressed and of the oppressor. So are we still there? Somebody help me out. I haven't been very stable here this afternoon, but I think I got the gist of today's motion. Rape and or any form of sexual violation, even the very thought of it, should never be allowed. In any human society, no law would spare or save any man who rapes my daughter from rage. This is Duncan. And may God answer your prayers. Who's this? Ibilade says, I have a particular dislike for people who call themselves content creators. The hatred is deep. If I were the father of the grown daughter and my daughter came home with a suitor who identified himself as a content creator, I would chase him away and tell my daughter to wait for a responsible suitor. It's true that money talks and nonsense walks, but the money of a content creator stinks like a decaying corpse. I see their silliness all over the internet and I shake my head in sober reflection. I laugh when I see what people do for money in the name of content creation. I watch comedy. It's good for the troubled spirit, but these days I cannot differentiate comedy from pornography on social media. When a content creator makes funny videos that are explicit yet funny, take it or leave it, he has a corrupt mind that can lead to rape if a lady is with him in the wrong place at the wrong time. No is no, even if a woman is lying naked next to you in her bed. And I've told you that arrogance is a form of violence. So when a person exercises arrogance to you, over you, it's a form of violence. So sometimes the arrogance doesn't start at the rape. It's at the thought that they think they can do it and get away with it. So anybody who can fight, you know exactly where the fight starts. Comrade Godfrey, I don't honestly understand how men enjoy this kind of shameful, forceful, and violent sexual intercourse for any reason. I think it's high time the authorities should consider amputation of penises of men who indulge in rapes, such as this annoying one we're discussing this afternoon. I know you're waiting for the authorities, but I want you to know that the next man should be afraid of you. The next man to you should be afraid of what the men around him will do next if it was ever said that he touched a woman. I think that you have to understand that there's a burden on you. It is for your mothers, it's for your children, it's for yourself. Because your society is your identity, and if you are silent in the face of evil, you are evil. Nobody told you? Hi, nice meeting you. My name's Joyce. Opinion, I think it is the easy access of porn websites that affects the brain of people. No, have you heard of arrogance? I'm not disagreeing with you, I'm just saying, yeah, but there's also arrogance. He says, even some web browsers and social media apps will bring some of it and even some form of nudity to your feed. All forms of sexual assault and evil is done there. If you check, it's possible he has watched things like this and decided to practice. Porn should be removed from the internet completely and be made difficult to access, just like it was difficult to watch football without a VPN. There is your opinion, and then there is the accountability that men will take upon themselves. Oh, I will not watch pornography, even if their office was next door to my living apartment. Because I want you to know that it's not the evil that is the problem, it's that men do nothing about evil. There will always be evil. But yeah, if a man knew that if the boys on the block heard it, there would be a party. And he would be the meal at the party. Oh, God. This one says, as a people and as a society, we need to be intentional about how we want to handle rape cases. We need special courts, special police department in every station, and each case must be determined within a month. Capital punishment for the guilty and life imprisonment for false accusers. No distinctions whatsoever. No distinctions whatsoever on the sex of the offender. I think you mean no distinctions whatsoever on the sex of the offender. Also, compensation for all victims by the family of the offender. Anyone who tries to interfere with justice must be treated as an accomplice. All offenders and accomplices should forfeit all their assets to the victim. And this is just a start. No sacred cows. Jay, I like it. Some men are thinking in here. Oh, that's good. This one goes, good afternoon, Joyce. There's what we call destiny hunters. They rape virgins, not for pleasure, but to take the glory. I mean, pardon me, yeah, you probably have a point. I'm just thinking, what God do you serve? Like... This is Joel from Bainway. The men who engage in such acts are not worthy of life to live or be amongst the living. Offenses like this should be punished publicly as example to other men, as a lot of men don't see it as an offense, but a normal thing. I call it... Oh, wait, a lot of men don't see raping women as an offense. They see it as a normal thing. I'm not even going to doubt you, because you know how it is where the other men who know that other men are taking sexual advantage of other people and get no consequence for it. You don't even blame him for thinking, well, this is supposed to be normal. Nobody appears offended. Nobody cringes. Nobody is in protest. Nobody's banging your door. Nobody terrifies your soul over you taking sexual advantage of somebody. So, of course, it must feel second to nature. All right, good. Is it? Joyce, what if the cravings for virginity is fetish? I don't know what it is. But hey, you say, what if it's demonic? I condemn rape with every breath in me. I think rapists should be sentenced to death. Even animals woo. If you have sex indiscipline, there are outlets you can use to destroy your destiny. Like get a sex worker, somebody who would volunteer for exchange. Okay. But you can see that the arrogants don't go for... they go for a game. They go for someone they could take advantage of. Hello, Joyce. There are many factors to play here. Materialism, lack of self-control, poverty, naivety, failed leadership, failed system, patriarchy. It's very unfortunate. Why do these men behave this way? I'm ashamed of them. Even animals that act only on instinct still have unwritten laws. So why would men behave like an animal? Joyce, about the Umahi case, I learned that the family was paid off. That's a good conversation for tomorrow. He says, I hope for the sake of our society that it isn't true. I hear that the family doesn't want an autopsy. And if you're wondering what this Umahi case is, I'll advise that you read it today so we can talk about it tomorrow and you're not outside the conversation because you don't get what we're talking about. We'll look at that today. So this gentleman and this message, he says, it's unfortunate. Why do men who, he says that even animals that act on instinct still have unwritten laws. So why would men behave like animals? First of all, that even sounds like it's such a deep sentence, but I think that if you say animals act on instinct and have unwritten laws, meaning that within the animal kingdom there is order, then the men who act this way are beneath animals. You couldn't compare them to animals without insulting animals. All right. Hey, Joyce. There are still sex slaves in different parts of the world. I know of the Arab world. I know of the Libyan one. We've been talking about Nigerians in Libya who barely make it out alive. Yeah, we've been talking about that. Oh, well, the aspect this gentle... So those people, I think they do it for money. But the man who wrote us on the show this afternoon said it was sex slavery under the guise of religion. So I think there are two different contexts, but we can still talk about them. It's just, that Arab one. That Arab one is going to be wild conversation. We should have that. But then the reason the Arabs do it is not sex slavery. It's just we have too much money. I was watching the interview of an American girl who said she went to one of them Arab nations. And the gist was there's just too much money. There's nothing to do with the money. So the money has turned them into degenerates. So they use the money to seek unnatural pleasure. It's just there's nothing to do with money. And I think she said she was propositioned for about $50,000. Something you couldn't turn your back on if you didn't have any moral standards. Yeah. I think she said it was like $50,000. But they were going to do inhumane things to her for $50,000. Good afternoon, Joyce. A Saba animal is not male because from day he talk like male. Go and watch his content and see him crucify men. Even him don't identify as a man. This is a weird write-up, but I kind of get the point. He doesn't identify as a man. What is he? Okay, so I guess I have to see his videos to... What is he? I mean, at this point, if men will be men, then this would be below a man. If men, this is me saying that, man, hey, I hope you do not agree that this is one of you. Because if he's not one of you, then he is beneath you. Except he's one of you. WhatsApp. Yazidi women and sex slavery. We don't have Yazidi women in Nigeria. Do we really want to do this conversation? Writer, we don't have Yazidi women in Nigeria. Except we want to just do this for history's sake. I mean, this can fall under the category of historical conversations, but you're made of finer stuff, So maybe you don't want to go down to hell to figure out how the devil runs his government. I'm just saying.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Every generation is remembered by the voices that refuse to be silent.
Research has shown that one
The ones who dared to stand, to question, to challenge. Because history has never belonged to those who simply agreed. It belongs to those who said, I beg to differ. Welcome to the stage where ideas clash, where logic becomes power, and where every argument has the potential to shape tomorrow. This is more than a debate. It's courage in conversation. It's intellect in motion. It is the birthplace of tomorrow's leaders. August 10 at 3 p.m., Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt will come alive for the national finals of the I Beg to Differ Secondary Schools Debate Tournament. The War of Words begins at 3 p.m. on August 10. One podium, countless perspective, one opportunity to be heard. The question is not whether your voice matters. The question is, will the world remember what you had to say? I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
The spotlight is always on the issues that deserve attention.
The flooding I saw yesterday in parts of Accra.
The condition is worse than Nigeria.
Secretly, some people inside us. Should we blame them for
The
that?
sand filling has done it. And who is the biggest sand filler in Lagos?
Custodians of the law are the breakers of the law.
Tinubu is saying we should not blame Tinubu. Tinubu will not be in the front line.
Can't negotiate the right road by taking a wrong turn. Right on the station that talks. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
So she ran into the bedroom, she was struck down. It was her doom, Annie. Annie, are you okay? So Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? So Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? So Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? So Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
You know that you can do something to someone, and the only way they can retaliate is to take their own life. It's like you do something to someone and you alter their entire psyche. You can do something to someone and you break them in a way that only God can put back together. I think that's exactly what we have here. This message, Francis from Ibejaleki says, the case involving 20-year-old Favor and Ifeanyi Ogbonna, known as Odogu Asaba, centers on allegation of deceptive invitation, sexual assault, and subsequent tragic death by suicide. The public discourse must focus on holding perpetrators accountable rather than shaming victims who seek opportunities. Legal frameworks treat it with utmost gravity, enforcing strict punishments like long-term or life imprisonment to ensure justice, deterrence, and public safety. Son of Man, to ensure justice, deterrence, and public safety. That this Favor lady of whom we discuss today is a victim of a lack of public safety. All right, so I want to go to telephone lines. We can wrap this up. I want to thank you so much for your involvement, your awareness, your presence, and your commentary. Hello, caller. You're Niger Info.
Hello, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Yes. Oh, afternoon.
Grandmother.
Go ahead. Okay.
You know, what really pained me in this story is the fact that you mentioned she asked him for money for medications. Do you know what those medications were for?
No, I don't.
He raped her.
Yeah.
And also gave her some form of infection.
Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. That was a piling up. Oh, wow.
So that's it. That was one of the major reasons she gave up. Because he refused to assist her to treat herself. How you go rape somebody, give them infection again? Eh?
Wow. Wow. Just gets worse. Oh, I lost you. Well, thank you for calling me. Oh, wow. Hey. You're my final caller. Thank you very much for being here.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Madam Joyce.
Yeah, I'm with you. Tell us your name.
How
You
are
can go
you
ahead,
doing?
please.
Oh, yeah, okay. Very Joy. This is Barrister Peter Oko. You see, this issue of this lady that was abused, you know, I really appreciate the type of publicity your station is giving to it, because this publicity is going to make a hell of a difference. Because if you remember, a new IG of police, one Mr. Disu, was appointed about 3 months ago or so. Therefore, I would like to use this opportunity to ask him to step into the plate and solve this very crime of this young girl. He has to demonstrate the new IG that he's capable of solving the crime, hideous crimes in this country. Otherwise, he should resign. He should resign. That is my advice to President Tinubu. We must not continue to tolerate all these hideous crimes. If the police IG does not perform, he should resign within 3 months. That is my advice. God bless you.
Pardon me. Okay, I don't think I've ever discussed this aspect before. I want to thank you so much for calling in and discussing this issue. Once again, it's necessary to note that this particular story is a developing story, so the fluidity of this is saying that we have to keep our eyes on it, but even more importantly, you want to keep your eyes on the events happening in your locality, in your communities, and you watch out for the vulnerables. And we have, say, about less than 30 more minutes on the clock, and we want to assign that time to police. I don't want to maybe the word is harassment, and I couldn't be any more polite without discounting the actual motive for which police officers stop you on the highway and search you. I've been seeing videos, and I don't know why I'm only just discussing this now. I've been seeing videos of people who record the experiences at checkpoints and then post on social media, and it's usually of an officer who's checking, looking for your death certificate amongst your driver's documentations, and then they're also checking your phones. Like, sometimes they pat you down like it's a drug search, and maybe sometimes they're actually looking for drugs. But I saw another video yesterday, and it was of a guy who was in a public transport. The police officers stopped the commercial vehicle. He had a bag. They asked him down and brought out his bag and went through the bag and then went through him. They went through him so bad that I think the female officer had said something, and his response was something very jokingly like, well, you're going to have to come search me in the bedroom if you want to search that. So I don't know what she was referring to for the response to be, well, maybe you want to join me in a bedroom if you're going to search that. And they kind of had like a little giggle about it. And the other male officer went through everything and came up with nothing and then said he could go. But then again, maybe there's the other side of it. Maybe the other side is that there is a kind of a network of things that happen beneath the skies that officers need to keep track on. And in order to keep track of that, you have to search and search and search so far deep into your being that they're searching. If they could search your soul, they would. But now they're asking you to open your phones, and then they're going through your phones. The FCT Commissioner of Police had something to say about it. I want to play that audio, and then we come back and talk about this. We don't have enough time for this conversation, so most certainly it would come back again another time. But hey, we're grateful for now and here. Let's make use of time as we have it.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria Info. Ask everyone.
Anyone.
The issue of phone, searching of phones, you see, it has been clearly stated that, of course, due to the abuse and extortive tendencies of some officers and men of not only the police force but even other assistant agencies, it has been instructed that nobody should search any phone, especially when you just arrest somebody on the road and you say bring your phone and you start searching because you are suspecting the person to be a Yahoo or so. This does not negate the fact that phones are also being used to commit crime. But of course, before such thing can happen, the person must have committed the crime, must have been properly arrested, brought to the station. Then, when trying to uncover some evidence, you can now start searching to see whether the phone or other items are being used to commit or perpetrate such crime. But for you to just stop anybody on the road and say, bring your phone, let me search. Oh, you have to do something on your phone. That's why if any policeman stops you on the road, according to the instructions of the Federal Police, which we are bound to obey to the last of it, don't argue. Don't open your phones. Resist. Ask the nearby people to help you call the police hotline, emergency line. You will see our men there. And then we will ask them why. Provided they are within MCT. If they are outside MCT, now you say you call your command city with that. So I can tell you for free that we are still against that. We still stand against that. We will still enforce the IG's directive. Some of them are on the tap because they are criminally minded.
There are instances where the search of the crevices of your human being could be interrogated by police officers. Maybe in this regard, I'm speaking about your phones. Police can only search a phone if you are under lawful arrest. A petition has been filed against you or they possess a valid search warrant. Even in cases of this formal investigation, the search must be conducted by the cyber department within a police facility, not on the road. Lagos, Nigeria, welcome. All right, so I want to hope you've never been a victim of this, but I've seen too many videos to know that there are victims amongst us, those who've had to, I guess, frown at the what's it called? The approach by which government officials approach commuters. We're not even going to deny that. There are things happening in this Lagos that happen on speed bikes, happen while you are probably doing your own legal stuff. And this very issue of phone searching has been going on for so long that I thought that it was very necessary for the Nigerian government to have, the Nigerian police force to have actually decided to address the issue. But then you're also told that if an officer wants to search your phone, you have to raise alarm, you call the hotline, the police hotline, and that they will be there. I want to believe that this is something that should happen both in Lagos and Abuja. But then if you've had any experiences with this sort of, I think at this point we can call it an invasion of privacy, if your privacy has been invaded in this regard or otherwise, I'd just like to get your quick reaction to the matter, and then we see where the sun takes us from here on. Says, maybe I've been lucky, but the Nigerian police officers I've been meeting in the last 1 year, maybe it's just luck. I think they've been in very, very good mood. Sometimes I'm tempted to wonder what has really changed about the approach. Yeah, but I don't think much has changed. Maybe I'm just lucky. I don't know what that means, but if you have a good report, then I guess it's a good day for you. Thank you very much for being on the sunny side. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. My name is Femi Johnson.
Turn up the volume of your radio set. Good.
Yeah, I want to contribute to the rape issue.
You guys, okay.
The thing is not just in one face. I want to really speak in broken so that I can get my language very clear. You see, in some cases, you see these children, especially young ladies these days, they don't have choice. They go seeking for job, and sometimes when they even get the job, You see these useless HR and things like that. There's a way they manipulate them. These children, and then we will talk about their parents too, because sometimes when I look at them, they don't have anybody to support them. So sometimes they'll go home, they'll come back and meet that same person that, see, come and do what you want to do. Come and do it so that I can get the job. So I don't know. There are so many issues on this rape issue that some ladies cannot even come out to say. But for me, I think the only punishment for such people is just kill them, let them go. They are useless people. This lot of teenagers are suffering. The economy too should be blamed. The government, I don't know. Thank you very much.
Well,
I'm so pained.
Yeah, but it's not enough to be pained without necessarily having like an arrowhead as to what the approach should be. You have touched on a number of things. I think the economy is fundamentally much of the root problem of these kinds of issues, where people do it because of money. Because if money wasn't an issue, then maybe people would not be victims to people taking advantage of them because of money. So the economy is something that has to be fixed. I think that's one way you can approach this.
Yes, there should be a way where youth, especially teenagers. Let's talk about the boys. The boys can always get their ways, hustle. But
I also think the boys are victims. No. I don't even, at this point, I don't think the boys are really left out of this, because there are people who even want jobs who can't get jobs. And nobody talks about the psychological implications of that. I don't think you can count the girls in and count the boys out. Honestly, I don't think so.
I just looked for a way to just contribute to this program, because I have seen a lot of experience. I have worked as a CSO, and I have seen people coming for jobs, and you see these useless senior staffs and the way they molest them, the way some of them, I will just tell them, don't.
Does your company not have a policy? Does your company not have a policy that tackles that sort of situation?
The people that are supposed to tackle it, that are supposed to implement the policies, are the ones doing it. So you cannot even, the HR that's supposed to be the closest person to the people. Yeah, he is the person doing it.
Yeah, but can't the company come together and find a resolution to that sort of problem? Because the only reason the HR is doing that is because all of you are not going to say anything about it. If he knew that he wasn't going to get away with it, he couldn't do it.
You see, there's this problem, there's this experience. One of my friends, that was when I was in university. One of my friends came, a female friend. She came crying. She said to me, you know what? I said, what? She said, she has gone to give her body to one of our lecturers. Let me just keep the name. She said she has gone to give her body. She was crying bitterly. I said, why? Why would you do this? She said, see, Femi, the way I'm paying my school fees, I know there's no father, no mother, but I don't want to risk 1 year again extra. So she went there. She gave her body out, and she got the pass. So, but then she felt bad. So these things, I think there should be a committee, or there should be a setup where these things should be addressed. Government should create it. Even I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm short of words.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming this far. I do appreciate. Okay, Lagos, this conversation is looking like it's going to have to come back, because here is also something else that I think you may be familiar with, which is people who use sex as currency. Then we can do this again next week. I really think that we should, and this time around, approach it from a different perspective. Somebody wants to give you a job, they're going to ask you for sex. There's another video that I thought I saw last week, Friday, I believe. It was said to be from a university where students heard that one of their friends was being taken advantage of by a lecturer in one of the quarters, and then they went looking for the lecturer with a camera. And the lecturer scaled the window, like he jumped, I think, he jumped down through the window and made a run for it. That must have happened. I'm not sure. I don't want to call the wrong university, but I can find that information and bring it up to our conversation. I think I saw a letter from a university. I can't remember the university now, somewhere in the southeast, and they said that the incident didn't happen in the school or within the school premises. So we have to look at that. Okay, so it's happening in schools. It's happening. I think the job one is a very easy one because companies should have policies. And if you are having a staff member who is trying to recruit people and is sleeping with them, you see where individual responsibility comes up? Okay, good. Well, I want to say thanks to the caller who brought it up because now it's pretty much broadened a lot more the conversation and all the aspects we can look at this very same issue from. Hello, good afternoon. You're on Nigeria Info. Turn up the volume of your radio set.
Hello? Hello, Joyce.
Yeah.
Good
Tell us your
afternoon to
name.
you.
Go ahead, please.
Yes, my name is Dante from Igondo. This, the one of the company, they are the worst. I'm telling you. The people giving, offering jobs to people, employing people, they do worst. Even they do it in the church. Church is true. Now they are all worst pass. Now, when I went to the gym, there was a guy that he serves in the church as a worker in the church. That guy is like 48 years old.
Excuse me, you have to turn off the volume of your radio set. That
Okay, sorry.
Why are you taking? Sorry,
Is it better now?
Just turn it off. It kind of works every time.
Yes, it's off.
Good, thank you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I'm with you. Go ahead.
So, this guy is 48 years old. He was discussing with some group of people at the gym how he had sex with a teenager, a girl of 16 years old. And they were all laughing. And I cautioned him that why would he be saying such kind of thing? And why will he do that? So there are so many men that are specialized in sleeping with all these younger girls. There are so many people that they find it interest in terms of engaging in sexual or raping women. There are so many people specialized in them. And my warning to my fellow men, I don't know how many minutes you want to enjoy. You just go and rape somebody. I don't know. So women are married. There are some men specialized in sleeping with married women. They just want to break somebody's home. If they hear that you are married, they start looking for you. I don't know what is wrong with this, my fellow men gender. Many of them calling. Forget, they have their own record. They are just calling just to beautify the show. I'm telling you, my fellow men, there is no gain in all this nonsense you people are doing. Because before a crime is being committed, a man will act upon the crime, will make that crime work. It is not good, my fellow men. Stop chasing married women. Stop chasing underage girls. Stop all this rape thing, my fellow men. There is no gain. The law should be provided whereby they catch them. The case should be speed up between a week, not a month. There should be a special court for them so that they will just buy them. That is the best, rather than putting them in the prison. This guy has no excuse. They should just buy him once. That is it. They should buy him.
All right.
So, my fellow men, keep on doing it. Then one day, they will buy you people. As an another year word.
I thought that topic was over. He said that the men who have called the show thus far called to beautify the show. I don't even know how to react to that. You're on the sunny side. Welcome. We're Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon, guys.
Yes, tell me your name. You can go ahead.
Citizen Gabriel from Olowura.
Okay.
I just want to refer to what the lawyer, the barrister said. Said that he talked about the IG. That the IG should prove himself with this man's case. But my own opinion is that the IG should prove himself with the minister. Let him prove that he can deal with a minister. If he's not able to do that, he should resign. The barrister says if he doesn't deal with this one, he should resign. But let the IG deal with the minister. Because there are so many things that are hidden from us. It's not like what the EFCC told us sometime. That if he doesn't deal with the white lion, he will resign. At the end, everything was swept under the carpet. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. Yeah, and he didn't resign. This one goes, good afternoon, Joyce. Please caution the caller who keeps saying my fellow man fellow. Makes us all feel guilty of the act. Let me explain how this can work psychologically. No, I'm not going to caution him. No. And now your conscience has to set you free. You see that? Your own actions have to set you free. So if someone says men and you're not one of those kinds of men, then you don't feel any guilt. Then if you feel any guilt, whether it's from commission or omission, now you know you have a duty. You have a responsibility to the moral good of your society, of your own environment, your own household. Yeah. And so, yeah, men is exactly what he is supposed to say. I say so, and maybe I've been very politically correct by saying some men, but can we all say that if some men do it and other men do nothing about it, then it's all men? Until the good men start to do something about other men, it will be all men. Now we can have a debate about that. Welcome to the show. How are you?
God, finally.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Good afternoon to you.
Today of all day. That guy, by now, the guy don't supposed to be existing. That Udugua for what they call him Adago. They should not be calling him Udugua for Sabbath. Let them, what is his name, Joyce?
Ifeanyi.
Ifeanyi.
Yeah.
Hello, Joyce.
You heard me.
You said Ifeanyi, right?
Yes, I did.
They should be calling me Ifeanyi. What Udugu for Asaba?
It's a title. It's a vacant title. It's an absence of human essence, and so they need something to validate them. It doesn't mean anything if you call him that. He's still a nobody.
No. Well, for me, sir, that Asaba. Do you know what they call Udugu?
Then Asaba should do something about it.
Now.
Yeah, but I don't think you should bother yourself about the name. The crime is greater than the name. We're not going to sketch the name now.
No, like I said, you know, Joy, one thing again, my pain is the judiciary, the police. Now it's in those guys' custody. Before you know it now, everything will die down. I hear citizen from Olora said, the IG, this is a test case for every one of them. This type of men who do this should not exist. I'm telling you, Joyce. If wish is horses. You know, I have one daughter. You know the case you handle with my daughter now? I will take law into my hand, though. But thank God today.
Well, thank you so much for calling me, then. I do appreciate it.
So, Joyce, please, that guy should not exist, please.
Well, it's not me. It's you, too. What do you mean, me? Thank you for calling me.
Whoever. No lawyer should go and defend that guy. No judge should give him a life, whatever. They should kill that man.
No.
Every one of them who do this type of thing. So that thing, I think they will learn a lesson for those who do such.
Well,
please,
that's a bad idea.
Enough is enough. Yeah, what is going on, for God's sake?
Oh, dear.
All these call girls are there, you don't go to them. Eh?
Thank you very much for calling me. I really do appreciate it. What's up, caller? Good to have you join our conversation. And you want to talk about police or the same rape issue?
Yeah, good afternoon, Joyce.
Afternoon to you, thank you.
Yeah, on YouTube, I saw your caption, which is the implications of poverty in society. And I'm just trying to link it to this rape issue, and I'm asking myself, why exactly do we still have? Because this is a case that's actually in the public domain, and that's why we're having to talk about it. Joyce, lo and behold, we have numerous or thousands of cases like this that we don't hear anything about, and the reason why we have no idea about issues or incidents like this is because I do not think we have enough punishment for these individuals. I don't think so. Joyce, I'm just trying to look at this. I'm trying to look at the society where I live right now. Do you know that an average Nigerian would automatically have like a brain reset when he or she leaves Nigeria to another country? It's an automatic brain reset. You just probably see 1 out of every 10 individuals that will go overboard. That's an automatic brain reset, because you know that there's an implication for everything you do, even the married men. That's why you see individuals.
Could you just wait? Let's go.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
Every generation is remembered by the voices that refuse to be silent.
Research has shown that one
The ones who dared to stand, to question, to challenge. Because history has never belonged to those who simply agreed. It belongs to those who said, I beg to differ. Welcome to the stage where ideas clash, where logic becomes power, and where every argument has the potential to shape tomorrow. This is more than a debate. It's courage in conversation. It's intellect in motion. It is the birthplace of tomorrow's leaders. August 10 at 3 p.m., Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt will come alive for the national finals of the I Beg to Differ Secondary Schools Debate Tournament. The War of Words begins at 3 p.m. on August 10. One podium, countless perspective, one opportunity to be heard. The question is not whether your voice matters. The question is, will the world remember what you had to say? I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
Caller, thank you so much for waiting for me. You were on something. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, Joyce, for having me. I was actually talking about the punishment for individuals like this, because you know that there is actually something that comes at you when you're found guilty or found wanting. Joyce, an average Nigerian or average married man who beats his wife in Nigeria gets abroad and would never lay his hand on his wife. He knows that there's something waiting for him if such a thing happens. So individuals like this, where you know that there is actually punishment, exact punishment. Joyce, we've heard cases of individuals who have actually done numerous things. I mean, things that are as big as murder, go into jail, and have been sneaked out or have been taken out of jail in Nigeria. So when you know that the justice system is practically non-existent, you probably issues like this will continue to happen. Like I mentioned earlier, this is just one out of numerous cases that are under the carpet, numerous cases, because some of them are just as maybe for fear of the unknown. Some of them are just for looking at the justice system and like, okay, what exactly is going to happen? But in cases where you know that the justice system will happen regardless of who is in it, you probably want to speak up and when people start speaking up and when the justice system will actually take its course, you will hear cases. So that's why I am looking at the bigger picture. I'm looking at the justice system. When we start punishing people rightly, and of course making it known that you can get justice for whatever thing that happens to you, you tend to see more people speak out. You tend to see whether anybody, regardless of who the victim is or who the perpetrator is, you tend to see a lot of people speak out. And that's why nobody taught me particularly, I will speak for myself, nobody taught me in particular to stop doing some certain things that there are some things that, like, for example, in Nigeria, there are some, even your female friends, you can be going on the road and then you probably go with her, you put your hands, you wrap your hands around her, and then you guys will just your female friends, normal female friends. Nobody taught me that when I got into this country, that these are the things you shouldn't even be doing, not even to your closest friend, because it can be interpreted to something else, and you can even go to jail for the simplest of things. Nobody will look at you. So it is just about the society. When the justice system is right, you know that there is an implication for everything you are doing. I think we'll begin to get this better. That's the way I look at all of these things. Thank you so much.
Solid point. I do appreciate you calling in. Lagos, the sun has set, my work's done. You're having wonderful. Now, besides the speeches, I hope we truly can assume responsibility rather than trying to be politically correct, that we understand that it's our society, and if we don't clean it up, nobody else will. And so we have a duty to ensure that we do not allow the things that can infringe on our own human character by others who are going to be irresponsible. We make them responsible so that they do not classify us as them.
Struck down, it was her doom. Annie, are you okay? So Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie, are you okay? So Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie, are you okay? So Annie, are you okay?